Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Minding Your Life with Dr. Blessing. It's late today, and I decided to actually make this video because I've had session all day, sessions all day, all day long, and I just had my final one for today. And a certain topic kept coming up in terms of the work I've been doing with my with the people I work with all day. That I decided, hey, this would be a good idea to make this as my first video, so that we can think and discuss about something that has been happening. As many of you know, we've been struggling with this pandemic, staying at home, some people working, people that are in the front line, and at this point some people slowly going back to work and trying to not only find a new normal, but to also deal with the ramification of this pandemic and other things that has been happening. We've had several different things happening both here in the United States and other parts of the world. So the main thing about it is, how do we survive all this? How do we deal with all of them? And I always say self-care, taking care of yourself, finding what works for you in a healthy way, for you and your family, is very important. But it starts with you. It starts with how you take care of yourself and how you take care of some of the things that has been happening with you. I know that with the pandemic and other things that has been happening, there has been a lot of different things that has been happening with people. Some people have been laid off their jobs, or the ones that have their businesses are not able to do their businesses for right now. So and then with other things that has been going on, it also has had effect emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually, and otherwise. And again, we go back to, how do you take care of yourself? And a big thing is that connection that you have. This is the time to really tap into it. The connection you have with yourself, the routines that you've put together to help you get through it, and making sure that you have what works really well, what is healthy for you, as a way to be able to get through this time. But also the connections that you have with other people. The great thing about this time, versus so many other times in the past that we've had to deal with different things, not at this level for some of us, but at least in the past, some of the things we've had to deal with, we have technology now that allows us to still be able to connect with people, even though it's not so much the same as being able to, hug each other, touch each other, and, be with one another in the way that we want to be. But at least being able to connect with other people, even through, videos and telephone. Please make sure that you're utilizing those things. One thing to bear in mind, I know that you've probably heard a lot of talks and talk with other people about how the things that are happening and the effects it have on you. But always remember, one thing, several areas I want to point out. First and foremost, remember that frustration is normal at this time. And what I mean by frustration is, this is not your normal, and this is something that maybe the first couple of weeks, your system was able to take that. But after that, there's a lot of uncertainty. And like I said, for some people, they actually lost their jobs. For a lot of people, there's many people out there that lost loved ones, especially not going through the normal process to go through this has become problematic for them. So it's natural to feel frustrated about that, and there are some growths that can come out of it. So be mindful about how that frustration affects you and how that causes problems for you or for others around you. But it's I know sometimes we beat ourselves down that we are feeling more emotions, or what some people might term negative emotions, even though every emotion is important and has a function for us. But be mindful in terms of what some of the things that are happening with you, especially as you feel frustrated. So also recognize that this is a journey. The good thing, or I wouldn't even say the good thing, the one thing about this is, at a certain point, hopefully we can see the end to this. And I know some of the people I work with have started to go back to work. In fact, I have somebody that I worked with today that, has, had some plans with his family and was right in the middle of it when he was called back to work. So, for some people, they're able to get back to work, but after several months, just having to get back, especially if you're thrown right back into full-time or more than full-time, into work, you have to kind of make that adjustment. So this is not the end. This is just a journey on getting to the other side. And, for those of you that have heard me before, I always talk about a lot of times some of these rough things we go through, some of these periods we go through, it's like going through a rough sea, going through storm, and you're the ship, and you're in the ship, and your concern and your thoughts are on the ship, and how do you get from where you are right now through the storm and get that ship as much as possible in one piece to the other side of the storm. So right now we want to focus on, first of all, realizing that there is the other side of the storm, and we're going to get there, and focus not on the storm itself, but on how to get ourselves at the ship to the other side. So pay attention to that. Also, one of the things that has gotten to people at this point is the fact that they're thrown out of their normal routine. So you've always had some kind of routine, maybe work, school, family, other things that has been thrown out of place at this point. So find some focus, find certain things that allows you, even if it is for a few hours each day, to focus on. If there are certain things that you've been planning to do before, this is a great time to focus on getting that done. Get other people in the family involved. You guys have certain kinds of routine that you can pay attention to, that you can, you can put together, because whether we like it or not, this is the situation right now. This is what is happening at this moment. And we want to be able to get through it, as much as possible. So find some routine that works for you and that works for your family, and, stick with that. It may be, some days very simple, and sometimes it might require a little bit more. I know some people that I know, started farming, in their homes. Some pick up different kinds of projects that they focus on. Some people are doing online schooling, and connecting with other people, trying to figure out new businesses or other things that they can do. Even if you're not doing business or other things, figure out something that allows you to be purposeful each day, to find certain things. It can be for fun. It can be, something that may change certain things about your work, but figure out something that works for you. And even maybe have certain routines in terms of waking up, in terms of taking care of yourself, in terms of, the family doing certain things, but have a focus. And also focus on some of the good things that are happening. So yes, reality is there's a lot of, things that are happening right now that are not so great. And for some of us, for some of us out there, there's a lot more, things that are negative that has been happening. On the other hand, there's also some good things that are happening in your life right now. There is at least one good thing that is happening. Make sure that you also focus on that. Make sure that you really pinpoint that, as much as my kids drive me crazy sometimes, and they drive each other crazy because I have to, and at this point they're sick and tired of each other. But the great thing is, this is the first time that they've actually, and we just started summer, so this is the first time they've actually spent this much time with each other. They're using this time to grow and butt heads but spend time together. I've done some schooling with them, and I've gotten actually to know the teachers that they had this school year quite well through this. I've also seen the kind of work that they do at school, which, I kind of know what they've done before, but this is the first time I really got involved in that way. So that allowed me to really know a little bit more about their work. In fact, they've also gotten to know a little bit more about my work and other things I want to do. And in fact, my kids want to be involved in YouTube videos with me. But that's something good that has come out of this for us, that we've spent more time together. We've gotten to know certain things about each other, and so please find certain things, certain goods that you can focus on within you, for you and for your family. But this is also a time that you get to know a little bit more about yourself, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that a little later. But there's a little bit more focus, and I know for some people this might be hard for them for different reasons. I know that there's some health issues, mental health issues, emotional issues that may come up at this time. But this is also a time to take some time and discover that about yourself, and then see if there are some people, there are places you can seek help with. I know a lot of us therapists do online, we have platforms now that we're able to reach to people in different parts of the world that you don't have to be in our offices. So please reach out, especially if you find that you're struggling with yourself and with a lot of the things that are happening. Please feel free and make sure that you reach out to somebody, especially professionals, to help you with that. Also, continue to set goals. Like I've talked before, challenge yourself, get involved in certain things. For some of you who've been thinking farming, get involved in that. I've been tendering my, I really don't have green thumbs. Trust me, I do not have green thumbs, and I love succulents. I really love succulents, and I find myself getting more involved in that. And so find things that challenge you, find things that excite you, find things that you may have been thinking about doing. And I know some of these things we may not go out there to do it right now, but things you can get done in the home. Get involved in that and see, challenge yourself in ways that maybe you haven't challenged yourself before. You're at home, you are in a place that you may feel a little bit safer to be able to challenge yourself in that. Also, look around and see, what can you learn from all this? There's always something to learn, even from things that are challenging. There's always something to learn from that. So keep looking and seeing what can you learn from it. And there's always lessons that you can be able to get out of it, even when you make mistakes, even when you fail at certain things. This is a good time to be able to look back at that and take some time to really find solutions for certain things. And like I said, feel free, find ways to reach out to other people and learn. I know that there's a lot happening online now, and some of them, but for the ones what you can be able, I know a lot of people, I tell them, go on Facebook. You might be able to find groups that you can be able to join and you can connect with, that can allow you and help you to be able to do certain things, that you haven't been able to do. YouTube, you can find more stuff there that can allow you to try certain things that you haven't tried before. Also, this is time for growth. Like I said before, for some of you, this might be time to really take some time and think about your life a little further. What is going on? What needs to go on? What would you like to see happen for you? What would you like to do, especially when this is over? What would you want to see happen? Are you where you want to be? Are you happy with where you are? Or do you want to do more, see more, feel more? And, if that's so, take this time to truly take some time and figure out what it is that is going on. Because for a lot of people, I ask that question a lot with people I work with, and it may sound like a simple question, but when it comes to looking at themselves and what's going on with them, life had kept them busy. And I've had some people I ask things that they like, and they may name things that they liked 10 years ago, but when they really look at it now, it doesn't fit into their lives. It does not work for them now. So you may take this time to really take care of things in your life. This is also a time that you find yourself decluttering. Oh boy, we're going to have a whole other video on that part. Decluttering your life, emotionally, physically, and otherwise. Recently, this weekend, I decluttered a little bit in my home office because, I've spent months in here and things gathered. So, and I still have a lot of work to do, but, decluttering both physically and within yourself is very, very important, and I'm going to make a video about that to discuss that in detail. So this is a time to work on growing, on doing things for yourself, on getting to truly know yourself at this stage and grow from that. Also, this is a time to recognize people that are important in your life, things that are important in your life. This is a time to be able to take some time, slow down a little bit, and get that taken care of. Also, look at the emotional issues that are happening with you. Look at, like I said before, look at your life in general and see if there are certain areas that you need to work a little bit more on. And there's a lot of people out there, the different people that have expertise in helping people with life coaches, therapists, ministers, somebody at your place of worship that can be helpful. So this is a time to be able to seek that help. Take this time to also let go of certain things in your life that may not be serving you or doing well in your life anymore. Also, this is a time to take stock of your own health. I know, I had somebody said, oh yeah, they're going through pandemic 15. I'm like, what is that? Just like we have college 15, where we gain 15 pounds. This is also a time that, we get a little bit jolly with our food, and, they get a pandemic 15. So, but also this is a time to really take some time and assess, what's happening in terms of your health and in terms of your life, because you may be able to discover certain things that as soon as this is over, you need to be able to go talk to your health professionals, your doctors and other things. Also remember, this is also a time to take what you need to rest. Get the rest. You need it. A lot of us need that. Get the rest that you need and allow yourself to go through that and to rest, and allow yourself to take that time to take care of you, to take care of what is in your environment, to take care of what is immediate to you, your relationships, your health, your self, your physical self, your spiritual self, and otherwise. Take this time to take care of you. And in all, again, at one point, we're going to get to the end of this. And one of the videos I'm going to make later is after the pandemic, then what? So we'll discuss more. How do we get back to, I don't think it's ever going to be the same normal as before, but how do we move forward from this? So continue to take care of yourself, and please, again, like I said before, send me topics. Let me know some of the things you would like to discuss. I'm going to have other people come in and join me and talk about certain things. So don't forget, subscribe and put on the notifications so that when I put up videos, you can be notified about it, and make some comments. And I look forward to having more talks with you. Take care and be well.